solved the mystery of the Christmas goose! Oh, hello, and welcome to Footlight Theater's production of Sherlock Holmes' Christmas Goose. As our play takes place in the 1880s, we ask that you please take this time to turn off any devices that haven't been invented yet, such as cellular phones. Also, please no flash photography. And now, let us take you to Sherlock Holmes' house in London on Boxing Day, 1887. Watch the story unfold.
Season's greetings, Holmes. Season's greetings. Oh, are you asleep? Sorry.
No, come in. Come in.
Are you thinking?
Always, even when I'm sleeping.
Perhaps I interrupt.
No, not at all. I'm glad to see you. I have a case I'd like to discuss with you.
Another crime?
It's a puzzle. A striking and bizarre one, but no crime. A perfectly trivial matter, really.
Anything to do with that old heart?
Oh, very good, Watson. Very observant. You, of course, know Commissioner Peterson.
Yes. Is it his?
No. He found it. Its current owner is unknown.
How did you get it?
It arrived Christmas morning in the company of a good fat goose.
Where's the goose?
At this moment, I assume it's roasting in front of Peterson's fire. But back to that. Early Christmas morning, Peterson was making his way homeward from a party down Tottenham Court Road. In front of him, in the gaslight, he saw a tall man walking with a slight stagger, with a white goose slung over his shoulder. Then, suddenly, a group of young ruffians came out of the shadows and made for the man. The man raised his stick to defend himself and broke a store window behind him.
How unfortunate.
Peterson rushed to the man's aid, but when the man saw Peterson coming, he dropped the goose, his hat fell off, and he ran away.
Well, what do you propose to do now?
Personally, Watson, I believe that we should be asking certain questions. First, who do you think would own such a hat?
Half the dialects in London must own such a hat. I fear this mystery shall remain unsolved.
There is no such thing for me as leaving a case unsolved. The man is probably a Henry Baker. At least that is the name that was on the card tied to his leg. For Henry Baker. Unfortunately, there are hundreds of Henry Bakers in London.
But the goose may not have belonged to the same man who dropped the hat.
It probably did. If you look inside the bag, you see the initials HB. Henry Baker, of course. Peterson wants me to find the owner. He would have returned the goose as well, but unfortunately, a goose does not keep forever, even in this cold weather. So, Henry Baker, whoever he is, has lost his Christmas dinner.
What do you propose to do now?
Observe, my dear Watson. Observe.
What is there to observe? It's just an old hat. Much the worse for wear. The lining's discoloured, the initials HB are faded, and there are spots, although it appears the poor fellows tried to cover them up with ink. This heart tells us nothing, or at least I can see nothing.
On the contrary, Watson, you see everything. You fail, however, two recent promises. First, we know the man is intelligent.
Good heavens, how could you know that?
A large hat means a large head with a large brain. In addition, this man was once prosperous. This is an expensive hat. Note the band of ribbed silk and fine lining, but it is in terrible condition now, so obviously the man has lost his wealth.
All excellent deductions, Holmes.
Finally, the man seems to be having some troubles with his wife.
Perhaps you're right about the man's former afterwards and his pranks, but how can you tell the man's marriage is suffering?
This hat has not been brushed in weeks, and any woman who allows a man to go out in such a state, I shall fear is having domestic problems.
So, the mystery remains unsolved.
No, it does not, Watson. And I believe that I should always be spending time solving a mystery, because solving a mystery is never a waste of time.
What do you propose to do now?
Mr. Holmes, the goose.
You see, Watson, our mystery is about to develop. Yes, Commissioner, what about the goose?
See here. See what my wife found in its crop.
By Jove, Peterson, this is a treasure.
I think it's a diamond, a precious stone. I tested it. It cut through glass as if it were putty.
It's more than a precious stone. It's the precious stone.
Not the Countess of Morcar's blue carbuncle.
Precisely. I read in the Times that it disappeared and the Countess is offering a £1,000 reward for its return. And that's not even a 20th of its market value.
It went missing, I recall, from the Countess's room at the Hotel Cosmopolitan.
Precisely. Ah, here it is. I marked the story. John Horner, a plumber, has been arrested. Remember that name, Watson?
I will indeed.
I wonder why Horner put the stone in the goose's crop.
Perhaps he didn't, Peterson. Let's find out. It seems while the Countess was staying at the hotel, some problems occurred in the plumbing. The attendant, James Ryder, called Horner to take care of the problem.
Right, I shall remember that name too.
Ryder took Horner to the Countess's room to do his plumbing, and when Ryder returned, Horner was gone, and the Countess's jewelry box, broken and empty, was lying on the bed.
Sam's open and shut.
Nothing, my dear Commissioner, is ever open and shut. Ryder and the maid, Catherine Kerr, examined the room, but the stone was gone, so they called the authorities, who searched but found nothing.
What do you propose to do now?
Let us read on further. It seems that Ryder was apprehended and taken to... No, it says Horner was apprehended and taken to jail, protesting his innocence all the time.
He didn't, of course, have the jewel.
No, they searched him and his rooms. Nothing was found.
Well, what do we do now?
Find Henry Baker, the man with the goose.
How do you propose to do that?
I have a plan, Watson, as I always do. Watson, I would like you to take this advertisement to the Times. Found on the corner of Goose Street. A goose and a black felt hat. A Mr. Henry Baker can have the same by applying at 6:30 this evening at 221 B Baker Street. That will flush him out.
If he sees the hat.
Yes, he'll see it, because I want you to insert it above the help wanted ads, which a man in his condition must be reading.
Oh, good Lord.
I shall lock the stone away for security. See how it gleams and sparkles. This stone is the focus and nucleus of a crime. Although it was only discovered only 20 years ago, it is already responsible for 1 murder, 2 suicides, and countless robberies. Who would think that such a pretty toy would be the purveyor to the gallows? I shall put the stone in my strongbox and send a message to the Countess.
Then there's nothing more for me to do for the present.
On the contrary, Peterson, you have to go out and get another goose to replace the one you've eaten.
I shall. Although it was an excellent bird, I don't think I'll find another as good.
Well, Watson, let us await further developments. Come in, Watson.
Peterson asked me to deliver this goose to you.
Good. Place it on the table.
Tell me, Holmes, how did you know it was me knocking on the door just now?
For a well-trained listener, a knock on the door is like the human voice. No two are alike. You have a most distinctive knock.
No one's been out yet, I suppose.
Not yet, but I think we can expect a visitor within minutes.
Good heavens, how did you know?
I saw two men outside the window reading a newspaper. Come in.
Mr. Sherlock Holmes?
Mr. Henry Baker, I assume.
Yes, but how did you know?
You look far too intelligent to be outside in the cold without a hat. If you had a hat. Is this your hat?
Oh, yes it is. As you can see, it fits my head and my current financial condition.
We've had the hat and the goose for several days now. Why didn't you advertise?
No, I hadn't the shillings to waste. I thought the ruffians who had attacked me had taken them. Oh, I'm sorry, this is my acquaintance, Mr. Breckenridge.
A purveyor in geese. You brought him to prove your ownership.
A wise move, since he can't very well try the goose on to prove it was his.
The blasted goose. I'm tired of hearing about it.
Where is my goose?
We were compelled to eat the bird. It would have done no one any good if we had not done so.
But we have another, about the same weight and perfectly fresh.
Oh, it looks like a fine bird. I'm grateful. My wife will be too. She was most annoyed that I had lost our Christmas goose.
We still, of course, have the feathers and the legs and the crop of your bird if you should want them.
Oh, thank you. I want no reminders of my adventure.
You got the goose from me, if you need any proof. Although now the goose is gone, I can't identify it, of course.
Do you handle many geese, Mr. Breckenridge?
1,000 during the season. But this one has caused me more trouble than all the others put together. Well, Mr. Baker, if our work here is done, let's be going. I'm losing business, you know.
Just a minute. That was an excellent bird. I might be in the market for another one just like it.
Oh, well, see me tomorrow at my shop.
May I be presuming if I asked you where you got the bird?
Yes, you would. I shan't tell ya.
Good heavens, why not?
Now, Watson, it's a matter of no importance, but I can't understand why a simple question should anger you.
It may be a matter of no importance to you, but I've been pestered about that bird for days. If Mr. Baker weren't an old acquaintance, I wouldn't be here right now. And I pays good money for good articles. That should be the end of the business.
And it wasn't?
Every minute it's the same questions. Where are the geese? Who bought the goose? What will you take for the goose? Anybody think it was the only goose in the world? Only an hour ago a man asked me about it. Little fellow with a little wife and oh, so nervous it almost made me sweat. Cold as it is just to look at him.
I assure you, sir, I have no connections to any other persons making inquiries. I was merely concerned as whether if it was a country bred or a city bred goose. As a matter of fact, I'm willing to bet that it was a country bred goose.
Ah, you would you?
I really should be going. My wife is waiting.
Just one moment, Mr. Baker. This man here thinks he knows more about birds than what I do. Are you willing to bet that bird was country bred?
That's right. In fact, I'm willing to bet a fiver.
You lose! It was sea bred!
Just 1 minute. I would like some proof.
And I just so happens to have it with me, Mr. Know-It-All. Now then, Mr. Cockshaw, you sees that?
Well?
There's a list of the folks from whom I buys. And that's a list of those to whom I sell. You sees Henry Baker. You sees where I bought that bird? Mrs. Oakshott, 117 Brixton Road, 249, right here in the city. And you sees the date? December 22nd. Well, what have we got to say now?
You win. Here's your money.
I don't like to take your money, but geese are my business, and you're my goose today.
You really should be going.
I'll go along with you. And Mr. Holmes, if ever you want to do any betting again, you come and see me.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes. You've made this a very Merry Christmas.
That fellow was rude.
But that's just what I wanted to happen. He would never have shown us the list if he hadn't been a betting man. Not for 10 times what I lost to him.
You didn't know it was a city bird?
Of course I had to know and say otherwise, so I could be sure he would bet. He wouldn't bet if I'd been right.
So I guess our next stop is Mrs. Oakshott, the one that sold the bird to him.
I don't think that'll be necessary. I think our criminal will find us.
Good heavens, Holmes, why on earth would he do that?
If he's read the ads, and I'm sure he has, he'll come to us with a goose.
You have an answer for everything. But since no crime's been committed, I feel this ought to be a waste of time.
Watson, have you not been paying attention? We have a lot of information, and I believe our criminal will find us.
If I were a betting man, I'd lose my bet. Come in.
Is this the residence of Mr. Sherlock Holmes?
Yes.
Are you Sherlock Holmes?
No, I'm Dr. Watson. He's Holmes.
Then you're the man that advertised about the lost goose.
And the hat too, don't forget about the hat.
And the hat too. I've come about them both.
Indeed. And who are you, sir?
I'm the owner.
Indeed, and what's your name?
Henry Baker. My name was on the goose.
I see that you have another hat, Mr. Baker.
Yes, of course. In this weather, I would never go out without a hat.
That is good because we seem to have lost your hat. Pity it seemed new too.
Think nothing of it. It's really the goose I've come about.
The goose, sir?
Yes, sir. The goose that you mentioned in your ad. It's the goose that I want.
About the goose, Mr. Baker. I'm afraid.
You haven't lost my goose, have you? I want my goose. I demand it.
Now see here, Mr. Baker, you're being rude.
Now, Watson, let's be fair. Mr. Baker's goose was no ordinary goose. In fact, it proved to be a most remarkable bird.
It was? I don't understand you, sir.
Yes, it laid an egg after it was dead.
An egg?
Yes, the most remarkable egg. The bonniest and brightest little egg that was ever seen. Are you surprised, Mr. Baker? Or should I say, Ryder?
My name is James Ryder.
The attendant from the Hotel Cosmopolitan. And the little egg, the missing diamond, taken from the counter.
I didn't. The maid told me about it.
The maid? Oh, the old story. The temptation of sudden wealth was too much for you. You have the makings of a pretty villain in you. You not only took the stone, but you tried to put the blame on Horner, the plumber. You and your confederate, the maid, right with the jewelry case, took the stone, raised the alarm, and had that unfortunate man arrested. You then went out to tell.
For sake, have mercy! Think of my mother and my father. It would break their hearts. I've never done wrong before, and I'll never do it again. Don't bring me into court, please.
Get back in that chair. It is all very well to beg now, but you thought nothing of poor Horner when you placed him behind bars for a time you knew nothing about.
Give me a chance, Mr. Holmes. I'll leave the country and hide. Then they'll release Horner. They need my testimony.
We'll consider it. But first, how did the stone get into the goose?
After Horner had been arrested, I had the stone on me, but I was afraid the police would search me.
They should have.
I could think of no place in the hotel I thought would be safe, so I went to my sister's house pretending I was on an errand to get my Christmas goose from her.
And your sister is Mrs. Oakshott.
Yes. She gives me a goose every Christmas. She lets me pick it out.
So you fed the goose the stone. Clever idea.
But they were two exactly alike. I didn't know that until I got the bird home. When I went back to my sister, she told me about the two look-alikes.
And the other one had gone to the geese merchant, Mr. Breckenridge.
I finally saw him about an hour ago, and he told me he had sold it.
To Mr. Henry Baker.
I thought I was having such good luck when I read your ad in the paper.
But the real Henry Baker had already seen it, and come a calling. In fact, he just left with his hat and another goose.
If only I had seen it first.
Well, the hat probably didn't fit well.
Your hat Your head is too small, Vida. I'm afraid you're not very smart. But perhaps you're smart enough never to try something like this ever again. Get out.
What, sir?
I said get out.
Oh, heaven bless you! I'll never...
Not another word. Out.
Good heavens, Holmes, you let the fellow go.
Well, I wasn't retained by the police to correct their mistakes, and a whole new world we lose.
But Holmes...
Now, Watson, it's Christmas. A time for forgiveness, which reminds me, I think it's time to investigate another book. Let's have dinner.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Supporting Footlight Theatre Company. Footlight Theatre has been producing quality